Hi and welcome to The Drop, where we're trying to drop our lives to follow Jesus. Today we're going to talk about tithing. And tithing was an Old Testament principle where people gave 10% of their stuff to to really like a Israeli tax system. Some of it was to keep the Levitical priesthood, who didn't earn anything, keeping them afloat really, and give them something that they needed. My argument today will be that the tithe is not something that is commanded to be done today. What have we got? We've got a giving structure in the New Testament, which is to give not under compulsion. So in other words, giving is entirely biblical. Let me put that out there. Giving is biblical. It just is in the New Covenant. And the way it's given is a different thing than what we sometimes get taught. Now, churches, they want to raise revenue because they've got overheads that they need to do. And if you go to a church and you know that someone's employed, they're paying rent on the building, they're buying a building, they're paying staff, to do something, then my opinion is that you should be putting some money aside to give to that church regularly. You're taking part with that church. You're part of what they're doing moving forward. And the right thing to do would be to, like you would with any club, you're part of, church isn't a club, don't mishear me, but you must take part and you must give some kind of, contribution to that. But not like under compulsion. Compulsion means when something's there, like a law or an expectation from man to give something over, and you really don't have a decision in it, you are just kind of caught up in the requirement of it. Well, that's you're compelled to give. God, it says it clearly in there, 2 Corinthians 9:7, we don't give under compulsion, but giving is biblical. And it's right to, sometimes you might want to, get before the Lord and say, where do I need to, push my finances into? And then you might see somebody living by faith who's really, like a worker for the gospel or the worker for the mission field, whatever. And then, like 1 Corinthians 16 verses 1-2 would also say that Paul asked them to get a collection already so that no one's embarrassed. I don't know whether that was the case, embarrassed, but the money's there. It's already been given in to help Paul move on and be the travelling itinerant apostle that he was. So that's some examples of what we would give to willingly, but not if somebody from the front, like a pastor or someone says, can we save up to bring somebody over from somewhere, Queensland or something, to talk to us about XYZ. And then, that would be something asked of the people to see whether they wanted to be part of that. And there's nothing wrong with that in itself. It's like you've got a choice. That's the point. You've got a choice to give to that. Also, giving to things like, causes because it's a need. You've got to decide yourself, but I'd say, be careful about that. Always pray about what you're giving to. The needs are always going to be there. And it's something that you probably really need guidance from the Lord to direct your finances towards something which is always going to be a problem. Say a foreign country that can't seem to sort out their own, social welfare or something like that. It's just worth thinking about everything that you're giving your money to. So anyway, so tithing in that sense then is something that is going to be given over in the Old Testament, in Israel's tax system, and isn't for today. So giving is biblical, and you should really give your money to something, put something aside. Now, here's some clauses. If you can't feed your kids, if you are struggling, okay, your household comes first. Your church leaders will understand if you're, really struggling financially and trying to give a little bit to the church. And I'd say don't. Look after your kids, look after your family, look after the rent of your household, whatever that is, and make sure that you're looking after yourself and you're getting fed and all that kind of jazz. Just definitely make sure that that's the case. But money, it's a big deal. People say, well, you should give 10% and then an offering on top of that. I'd say that's Old Testament, and it'd be good to have a chat about that. Leave your comments. Not everyone will agree, and that's okay. But I have not done a tithe. I've given, but I've not done a tithe for, what would it be, 25 years, and I'm not doing so bad. I see the Lord's blessing all the time, and but if you're part of something, I've not been part of something that I'm giving into. I am the leader of a church here in Yanchep, in Western Australia, and I don't require anything, but I do say just for a laugh, and it is for a laugh. If you want to give, if you feel that you want to and you need to, and it's going to, be really good for your heart to give something, then here's my mortgage account number and put the money in there. Yeah, I'm joking. I say it as a joke. If anyone actually did it, I'd be horrified. But yeah, so that's really it. It's just a 5 or 6 minute one, this one, and I hope it makes perfect sense to you. Cheers.